In a house under the English elm trees used to live Baalis Shiverick, who for more than 50 years was the sexton of the village church. He never married. The church building was his one satisfying object of love. During these 50 years, the church was never found at any service to be too warm or too cold, never close, never drafty, never dusty. There was never any reason for the audience to think of their bodies rather than of their souls. He was a Christian man who could never speak to others of what was holiest to him. He knew every boy in town. He had helped every boy to make a kite, or rig a boat, or make a woodchuck trap. Baalis knew everything. The boys did not realize this until they had thoroughly tested him. Did you ever see a rope yarn gun? It's made of an empty tin can and a piece of tin tube, the whole tightly wound with rope yarn until it makes a round ball twice as big as your head. Through the tube, the can is filled with powder and fired with a fuse. It makes a great noise when it explodes, but it's quite harmless. These things the boys made in secret each year to disturb the sleep of people on the night before the 4th of July. One year, Baalis asked the boys if they were getting up a rope yarn gun. The boys admitted it, and the sexton said, "Well, why don't you make her in my shop? Make a decent one for once they can hear when she goes off in Woods Hole. You need the coarse cannon powder." He kept the gun locked in his shop so that no one else should know about it, and filled the gun for them on the evening of the 3rd of July. The boys took it with him. At midnight, the gun was put on the village green and the fuse lighted. With fizz and splutter, the fuse burned, but failed to explode the gun. A second fuse did no better. Nothing would fire the gun. In the morning, the boys dumped out the powder. Someone said he hoped that he'd never see the back of his neck if it weren't onion seed. Baalis had pranked the pranksters, and had kept them safe. Some boys always contrived to get into the schoolhouse on the evening before the 4th and ring the bell at midnight, but the church bell never rang till sunup. It was planned with great secrecy one year that an expert climber should shin the lightning rod and so get to the belfry. At the time set, he tried, got about 20 feet, and then found the rod in the side of the church so well greased by Baalis that he could get no further. Next year, one of the boys, unobserved, wedged a window catch so that it would not hold, and at midnight he, with some others, climbed in. In the dark, they groped up the belfry stairs, and when they found the bell rope, caught it high up so as to announce to the village by a first rousing peal that Baalis, for once, was outdone. But they sat down on the floor suddenly when the rope ran down over them through the hole above. It was not fastened to the bell. The sexton never complained to anyone, never even mentioned these things. He enjoyed them alone. And every year, when the sun rose in agreement with the old farmer's almanac on the 4th of July morning, punctually the church bell rang with a happy, rollicking tone.